reinforce that side. That's all I would say.
As soon as I can start the battle. Alrighty, so we are started. You might want to double check to make sure that your audio is included here, and then I will get started. Cool. If anyone caught whatever you were just saying there, I wasn't even looking at the map to see exactly what you're talking about. I was still in the Twitch menu, so I can't even back up or, counter your claims there. But I guess we're starting from the north side, and then the next half of the next session we do this, that's 15 minutes here, I guess we will be covering the south side. This is Scorpion Pass, or as I like to call it, Westfield 2.0. I literally came up with that name like last night when figuring out how to play, like trying to figure out a strategy of how to present this map. I realized it's like Westfield all over again. I'm going to completely say the reason why is that over here, this whole section of the map is completely irrelevant and redundant. This whole ledge here that you can see on this map is the most straight vertical faces and tall rock features that block all shots from this side of the map. Therefore, everything northeast, northwest of this river is the play area. So that is what is. Oh my God, you're fast. Okay. So starting over here. Oh God, sensitive. All right. So I always immediately head over to this general area, as this is where the main brawl tends to take place. If heavy tanks are not coming this direction, you have practically, I would say about 90% of it, you have already lost the game if you do not have a sizable force coming over here to fight. Medium tanks, like you can get some medium tanks coming over here. Mediums, lights, they can work this like little plateau. I don't even know what to really call this. They can work this like little hill here. Ridgeline, all right. They can work this ridgeline here, get some side shots on the heavy tanks. Heavy tanks will always, for the most part, will be fighting along this section right here, using this wall, side scraping off this wall, or they'll be fighting down here along on this side. Your heavy tanks, for the most part, will be right over here, brawling anything. Their heavy tanks will be pretty much right here around this, right around there. They'll be right there. The southern heavy tanks, medium tanks, and light tanks can get some good shots on the sides there, but this debris here tends to get in the way of that. I'm gonna get back up here and tell you the reason why this ridge is good. Occasionally you'll get some brawls, some brawling tanks that come up on here. This is not really recommended. You'll get sniped by TDs from the south, and I'll point out that spot on the second half. You can also get some side shot. You can also get shot from this ridge here if you're not careful. If you decide to let light tanks or something peek there. I've seen TDs over there too. The reason this spot is good is because you can, if your vision is good, you can spot everyone that is all the heavy tanks crossing this open ground. You got free shots. If Artie just so happens to be loaded by that time, they will, you can get some good shots as well. Although you are also exposed yourself to get shot. TDs will be over here in this general ridgy area over there. I'll point everything, all the other spots from the south spawn on the other half. This is like a no man's land where Central is. This whole area is a no man's land. Do not come down here mid-brawl, mid-fight till you know you've cleaned up this whole section. This is essentially the big hill of Scorpion Pass. If I were to compare it to Westfield, this would be the big hill. This area where everything should be going.
Unless it's town, which I would call this place where I'm currently sitting town.
I wouldn't even, yeah, okay, I'd call that town too.
Because there will be a few sneaky people that try to sneak through.
There will be. I'm moving over here. Right over here, light tanks as well. Light tanks, I've seen this spot a lot. Light tanks can come over here on this ridge. They can get some good, again, earlier spots. Because you won't detect the, from that ridge over here, you won't detect the heavy tanks until they're either, you know, unless they're crossing down this path here in front of, in between this feature and me, or they're crossing to get over to here. You won't spot them from that ridge until they're right here. The light tanks, on the other hand, can pretty much spot everything if they get here fast enough. Once you have essentially won this side, it's relatively easy. It's like Westfield again. I keep saying this. It's like Westfield. You can push down on this road is a little bit less recommended. Again, it's like town. If you get spotted from the other side, you can get shot at. It's not really recommended. Safest bet is to be on this side when you push their spawn. Push them, clean up this area over here. TDs or anyone, you'll see some TDs that'll be pushed over around on that corner there. Get rid of them. Some sneaky TDs, some 4005, some Stritzvons will be back here on this ridge and everything, so clean them up. I have seen enemy artillery right over... I gotta get over here. I have seen enemy artillery right over here, so watch that. Don't start rushing down here before you make sure you're not going to get shotgunned in the face. Safest bet, you know, you come down that hill there. This is just another area here to where you could almost set up shop and just counter snipe them, clean them up. Deal with tanks that have decided to foolishly push over onto the non-existent part of the map. This hill is, excuse me, got burped that won't come out. This hill is good for pretty much any tanks of getting shots that, see, ooh, there it finally came out, sorry. I can't even tell, I never even go on that side of the map. I can't even tell what's inbounds and what's not inbounds. Assuming that's inbounds right here. As you can see, you got wide open shots. There is nowhere to hide, you know, or if you get behind these cover of these rock faces, you can't shoot back. There is no safe spot. If you go up there and you have to defend your base, there is no safe spot for you to get shots off while protecting yourself. You have to expose yourself in order to get shots. Capping on from this direction is incredibly, it's pretty easy, really. You got this nice corner here. You can cap, you can poke out and get some maybe shots on anyone that decides to destroy that, so you can see. That decides to try and come back, defend their base, but again, they have to expose themselves to all the teammates behind me to be able to get shots on them. How did you take damage already? Jesus. I see. Okay.
In speed.
But, you know, again, it's relatively easy. The only way for them to stop you is to expose themselves and rush down here and face a volley of fire. If you just guys decide not to cap, I'm going to just be following Central here. It's relatively easy. Just take this path up here. Any tanks that, if there is any hull down tanks, you can eliminate them just by sitting up there back at your, at the top of that ridge back there on like G2 all along there. Again, this is you'll see exactly why I'm saying don't come here. This whole zone is really irrelevant. Exposed, I'm exposed. Just imagine, I'm just showing you here, if there's enemy tanks over there and they're shooting at me and I have to, you know, go in the opposite direction, of course, to defend my spawn. I'm exposed, I'm exposed, I'm exposed. Oh, hey, look, I am in cover. Nope, still exposed. Oh, now I'm in cover. I'm still in cover. Now I'm exposed. I am exposed, 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 still exposed. I would be dead by now. It does not matter. Still would be dead. This whole area, as you can see, it's literally one lane. It does not matter. This is why this whole area is relevant. Sure, you can get down here, but, you know, again, you just trapped yourself. You've essentially backed your team into the corner. That goes for both sides. It does not matter at all. You have backed yourself into a corner, and there is no escape route. That is safe. Oh, hey, look. Oh, someone decided to venture down there in the middle. Oh, exposed. Exposed. Still exposed. I might be very loud. I apologize.
Yeah, you're all right.
It just... But it's just incredibly bad. It just... This whole area. Alright, so attacking from this side. I'm not really covering the middle because it's, again, it's like Westfield 2.0. This is the easiest way to explain it. You really don't go down there unless you want to die. You're relatively safe. If you go down into that valley, you're actually relatively safe from getting shot from this side of the map. But on the other hand, you are going to probably get shot from the northwestern side of the map if you go down into this little valley of death. It's just, yeah. I have seen some sneaky light tanks go down here into the river, but they ended up dead. So I don't know, try to do some foolish scout medals and stuff. So if attacking from this side, this is a route you can take to get up here. This is the only useful part of this whole area is that you have some more cover to actually defend your spawn, because you got some ridges here that some tanks can use. And you, as you can see, it's wide open here. It is wide open. You can just get shots on. But once you're lit and you duck back in, you're just going to get continuously lit every time you poke this ridge. And if you actually have to get down and get a tank that's dug out of your spawn, hey, look, even more massively exposed than the southern spawn. Really quickly to cover... If you actually were if you went north here, if all your tanks went north or all your tanks or whatever went south and they're still pushing along the south side for whatever reason, and you fall back from this area here, don't go up the hill. You're just going to die. What I actually recommend is if you're in a very, very strong hold-down tank, right here is a very, very effective spot for holding your own. So if you and a platoon or something have some really strong turret armor, you can stop the enemy team advance from right here. He probably lagged out. You can stop the enemy team advance from right here. The worst comes to worst, you just fall back even more and you just fight around this hill here. You just fight around this hill, circle them, whatever it is you need to do. If you come this direction here, there is a ramp if I can get to it in time. I'm apparently very slow for some reason. There is a ramp that you can use to get over, get some side shots from, get some side shots on the tanks over there in the B34 area. Right here where Central's at, right here. Yep, this is a good, nice little spot. You don't come up here in a heavy tank, though. It's not really recommended. As you can see, you get some nice, good side shots on anyone over there. Good medium tanks, some low-profile medium tanks. Maybe a Stritzvon, really. I have seen a Stritzvon come up here, but I didn't really pay attention. Good also shots as well to those crossing over the exposed area of the ridge. Pretty much, I have covered here all the important parts of attacking from the north side of this map. There's really nothing else. This whole area below me, not really useful. This is pretty much the part here where you've exposed yourself to tanks over there. You can get shot. Not really good. I have seen some last-ditch brawling to get around to a heavy tank that was foolishly here on the corner of, what is this, F5. I have seen some quick brawling, but mostly it's light tanks coming and pretty much just dealing a crap ton of damage, or wolf packing on a lone heavy that decided it was a good idea to come down here. Most of the time, this whole little path right here just never works out in attacking from south or north. This whole section right here is no man's land. You will more than likely just die. It's a valley. You've pretty much given any advantage that to the enemy team, regardless of what side they're on. But that pretty much covers the attacking from the north side. Really quickly, actually, if you are attacking here from the south side because their entire team pushed north, and you have to come, and the only way to win is to cap, your best bet is to just push all the way down, get behind these hangars here, and just hang tight. Other than that, that is your only hope from winning from the south. I've never seen this map get won from the southern, southeastern section of the map. Alright, let me get Renegade back in here, and we can go to the next half. Renegade. Oh. Let me just check here real fast. Alright, well, while I communicate with him to he host, we will try and see how this will work. Alright, well, I just sent a message to him. Hopefully this gets done, so I'm not having half of this video of us sitting in the garage. That'd be a little awkward. Alright, we're just gonna get this started. Alright, so from the southern side... Oh, hold on a second. Alright, this should work, hopefully. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright, so from the southern side, it's the exact same thing, really. Whole thing is to be... Again, it's like Westfield. The same strategy is in place. You have this hill to go up right here, this ramp. Back there is that ramp. That one's a little steeper. This one here, I don't really know, really. But both ways are to get up here. Spawns will be down here, or they will be up here in like the F1 area. The strategy for this, really, again, as I pointed out, is don't go on the non-existent portion of the map. Don't go over there. Just don't. No. Stop it. It is time to stop. Like I said, TDs will be over here, and the reason why you will see TDs and why I said don't brawl on here is look at this. This is very wide open. You are heavily exposed, and you are just going to get shot. Oh, hey, look. I'm a Death Star. I just blew your top off for all your hit points. Yep, see? Yep. Renegade's exposed. Oh, no. Oh, hey, look. I just blew him up. So, Death Stars, all types of big guns will be over here. They'll also be camping back, so that way the light tanks that decide to poke over there will also be dead. So, yes. You could try and make a push here. This is a fast, easy route for fast tanks like the Action X here. Problem is if that light tank that pokes up there, easy side shots on you. Easy side shots. This is kind of a strategy I use sometimes. I don't always do this, but if I'm in a fast tank, I will get up here. I will come up here to combat and push back the light tank that is over here. I've seen bat chats. I've seen medium tanks. Of course, mediums and lights will come over here. The heavy tanks that decide it's a good idea to come up here that don't have the gun depression to fight me, like a STI, IS-4, whatever it is, IS-7, they don't have the gun depression. I don't know why you're coming up here. I'm just going to keep shooting you in the tracks, and you're just going to keep getting killed. This spot area, as you can see, you can spot everything from their spawn. You can spot everything, but you are also spotted by everything. So don't linger here. Get here, spot a couple tanks. As soon as you get that targeted symbol there, pull back. Do not hesitate. Do not sit around and try and get one more spot. You will get lit up by everything that is coming this direction. Once you deal with whatever light tank or tank that is right here on this corner that Central's at, yes, heavy tanks will try and come up over here on this like little ridge. They'll sit there camping around the corner waiting to blast you or trying to get their TDs. From this side here, as you can see, you can stop the push of the north spawns heavy tanks, the enemy heavy tanks. You can stop them here. If you got the gun depression or they're not paying attention to you, you can kind of wiggle your way to get some shots down on them here if they're right here on the corner. Although once you get spotted and make a move, they will aim at you. Your best bet is while they're distracted by the heavy tanks that have pushed up on this wall right here, your heavy tanks, once they've pushed up on that wall right there and these tanks are distracted by them, it's okay to try and take the risk to get some shots on them, but again, you have just exposed yourself to any TDs that are over here. TDs, enemy TDs, waffles and the like, they will camp right around on the other side of that ridge right there. That ridge is a nice little spot for the north side TDs to be on. I forgot to mention those things, but I'm pointing them out now. Artillery will never be anywhere within shooting distance here. They will always be right there in the corner. I've never seen them anywhere else but there in the corner. I don't know why. It doesn't really help that much on this side. It certainly doesn't help on the southern side. At least not from what I've seen. Of course, I never go on that side because it's redundant. I cannot stress that enough. It is absolutely redundant. It is like Westfield. I will keep saying it because there is no other way to explain it. Once you've pushed up here, you've cleaned this out, cleared out whatever TDs or heavy tanks that decided to push in this area here, because they undoubtedly this heavy tank that is right here that, you know, you and a bat chat and some other light tank have decided to flex on, and he's like, oh no, I gotta back up off this ridge. Gets down here. Now, you know, he's exposed to the TDs of yours. You know, they're shooting at him. He's like, oh god, I can't get a shot. Oh no. Well, now he's over here, so now you got to deal with him. So he's going to be pushing over here to help his friends that are also being pushed right over to here. So all these heavy tanks are being pushed around back off this road here. The heavy tanks down here are getting pushed. So your heavy tanks are pushing this road. Your heavy tanks are pushing this road. All the enemy heavy tanks are getting pushed either back up here or they're getting pushed back over here, and they're just getting destroyed. Your artillery actually tend to feast a lot more from the south side than they do from the north side from what I've seen. The only time the north side artillery actually has a really good shot is when they're over here, is when the south heavy tanks are right there. Good ridge line right here to try and do some weird ridge line battles with those ridge line tanks that I told you, the ridge line position I told you to be here. This is a really, really And then this is the thing that I'm talking about right here. Central, could you go up there on that ridge and shoot at me or something and show exactly why you... Yep. Just show exactly why you don't camp up there. You don't fall back to that position. It doesn't matter. Just show exactly why. This spot right here, while he's going to it, this is another good spot. I've seen heavy tanks come here, like the 277. 277, actually, I've seen work this spot really, really well. People say some bad things about 277, but that turret is pretty good.
It's
and
amazing.
If you have the hull in the right spot, yeah, if you have the hull in the right spot, it is, it's pretty bouncy as well. It's got that rounded turret like the 48 turret, sorry, hull like the 48. As you can see, oh my goodness, Central is falling back because he just lost the northern part of the map. Oh, hey, I'm shooting him. I'm still shooting him. I'm still shooting him. My teammates are shooting him, and he's dead. This is exactly why you don't fall back to the hill. Now, if he's a TD, on the other hand, he's up there on that ridge. I'm going to let him get unspotted, and then he's going to, you know, I'm going to be up here. So, he's up there. He's hidden some way. I can't see him. Apparently, he still sees me. Oh, hey, look, he's spotted. Oh, goodness me. He just lit himself up to everything there. Long story short, there is no reason to be going over there on that side of the map. He can't get shots on us without exposing himself. We can get shots on him. He just, sure, it's an open thing, but you know, he can't have. You'll have tons of tanks sitting back here unspotted to him that will just shoot him. No reason to go on that side of the map. Like I said, it's like Westfield. The strategy is more or less the same with some different spots. From the south, you don't really see much people go anywhere. If you are going to try and cap them out, this is the way I'd take it. Go this direction. Instead of going into that little valley there on that river, just go this direction here, flank the artillery. You'll just shoot the artillery right there. One of them might be looking this direction. Shoot the artillery, and then if you're like in a chieftain or something, get hull down here. Get hull down, shoot out all the tanks that are on the side. Yeah, you may take some damage, but yeah, just get the hull down here. If you absolutely cannot cap and you're just getting spots, this is again slightly, you need a lower profile tank really to do this, but you can. Ooh, I am erecting apparently. You can get hull down here to an extent.
Yeah,
mostly that's good for. Yeah. But yeah. From the southern side here, I'm gonna go right back here into the middle and just cover the middle as to why. If you have to attack from this, from the middle or the town section, I got 5 minutes. I can do that. The town section here, once I get over to it, it's doable, but it relies on your team having a really good idea of what it wants to do. Don't attack on this valley right here. Don't attack on this level in between these two. Don't attack on this level. Don't do it. I'm not even going to cover that spot. Just don't do it. You have just opened yourself up to get flanked by a light tank that decides it's a good idea to eat you for breakfast or lunch or dinner. Doesn't matter. A meal. You are a meal to him if you go down there. You are a tasty, delicious, metallic snack. If you are going to come this way, I've seen E4s do this all the time. E4s have done this. They've been very effective doing this because they're a big, scary gun that no light tank wants to be staring at. I've seen these E4s and everything come over here, and they've just munched on anything that tries to push, any north tanks that try and push, get some flanks on their teammates. Any north tanks that are on this ridge here, you know, that IS-4 or that IS-7 that I mentioned that has his back to ya. Oh, I just shot him in the engine deck. Maybe I lit him on fire or something. I don't know. Ooh, my 155 just delicious snacks. Yeah, I can't really. The whole middle area is town. It's good for sneaky plays, but once people know you're there, it's not hard to keep you out of the fight. For the most part, that sums up this map. Do you have anything to add to that, Central? God, you remind me of someone I know. Yeah, sorry.
Cancer Central.
Different gamer tag.
Not really. I mean, I can understand possibly 3 going up that rel counter and the other tanks to go up the rel inside. But there's so many times the entire team lemon trains throw the game because they don't defend like the best. I need to leave the base open.
Might need to check your mic there.
Oh.
I got what you're saying. Just some things Up LA fixes his mic. Basically, he's saying multiple times has he seen the entire team lemon train up this non-existent portion of the map and then fail to completely push the objective entirely or fall back to defend their base before they get stuck up there and they've just lost the battle. Again, if your team sends everyone up there and not enough people to the hill, air quotes here, the hill, if your team doesn't send enough people up there to the hill, you are dead. I'm not talking about this hill. This is non-existent. That's all I will refer to as non-existent. The hill is this area here. If you don't send enough people to the hill, you've lost the game. There is no farther explanation needed. I've never seen a team manage to hold their own at all by losing the hill. There's so much cover that just no. City, like I said, if a heavy tank gets stuck down there, a light tank's going to come down and eat you as a tasty snack.
Pretty much.
But that's pretty much this map. So, yep. You will see Central in the next walkthrough. So, but for now, I guess he decided to commit Saboku, or whatever the heck it is.